In the early 70s, in the inner city suburbs of Sydney, there were repeated clashes between real estate developers, residents and police.
You're going to endanger your own life, you're going to endanger the life of policemen.
In the Glebe, in Woolloomooloo, in the Rocks and in Victoria Street, King's Cross. The Victoria Street battle was the fiercest of all.
I want to see them here with me.
Bring the kids, for Christ's sake.
The confrontation occurred after this man, Frank Tiemann, a businessman who'd come to Australia penniless after the war, bought up a huge slice of the street in the late 60s and early 70s. Tiemann wanted to knock down the old terrace houses and replace them with high-rise tower blocks containing shops, offices and apartments.
The final plan involves a great improvement for the street. Most of the old buildings, as designated by the National Trust fronting Victoria Street, will be restored. Then there'll be a public green area between the back of the old and the back of the new development, and there'll be a new development facing the city.
But the building unions refused to pull down the houses and put up the tower blocks. For 2 years, from 1973 to 1975, the green bans remained in force. At the same time, squatters, demonstrators and groups of Victoria Street residents, many of them low-income earners, refused to leave the homes. The police dragged them out. As the battle continued, Frank Tiemann hired this man, a former karate champion Joe Meisner, to help protect his properties. In turn, Meisner hired nearly 100 other men to help him.
Mr. Meisner has a public relations company and a consultant company, and we asked him to look after the property, seeing that some of the houses are empty now, and that he is a karate expert is purely coincidental.
But according to the unions, many of the men employed by Meisner were from strip clubs and bars around King's Cross.
Mr. Tiemann has moved in gangsters under the protection of the police in order to smash down doors and walls in order to get people out. I state now that categorically I think that Mr. Tiemann has made the gravest mistake in his career in the building industry. There will be no further development on this site as long as Mr. Tiemann is in control of the Victoria Street properties.
Many residents agreed, claiming they were being intimidated. Events had turned sour in Victoria Street.
The other day, one of the tenants was visited, just coincidentally, by a man with a crowbar over his shoulder who tried to pin him down to a date to leave.
Well, this is the sort of tactics they've been up to, breaking in the doors. My door was broken in this weekend after the services were cut off.
And then I've had men coming there at night upsetting me. I can't stand it.
So you will be going, it's just a matter of when you get your
I'll go
settlement.
when they give me the money.
Have you been offered money to go?
Yes, I have been offered money.
How much did they offer you?
$60.
And that wasn't enough, or you just determined to stay?
By this stage, I am determined to stay, yes.
Juanita Nielsen sympathised with the residents.